that's where we're headed. Ceiling tile, that's the first I've ever seen.
This is great. I love it.
I started hearing walking through the woods.
Welcome to Haunted Road Media. I'm Mike Ricksecker. Explore with us. We've explored the Gore Orphanage area, what was really the Swift Mansion, many times in the past, but there are plenty of mysteries still to explore.
All right, I'm out here with Leah Ehrlich.
Hey!
And Alyssa and McKinley.
Hey.
So Alyssa found this very cool ceiling tile. That's the first I've ever seen out here. So,
That's bitchin'.
Yeah,
Yep.
check that out. So I've seen a lot of like bricks and of course the big stones and everything down here, but that is the first ceiling tile. Very, very cool.
And McKinley just found out Charlie's homework.
McKinley found Charlie's homework.
She says it's too creepy to bring home.
Yeah.
So
what do you think of this place so far, Lee?
I think it's really neat. I love urban exploration and archaeology. It's bitchin'. I mean, what gets me is how did they move this stuff out of the way? I mean, you've got these 1,000-pound stones and they just aren't here.
Yeah.
You know, who just picks up a 1,000-pound stone for no reason and says, well, let's just take it away? There's no reason for them to not be here unless they repurposed them.
They could have. And
They
well,
could have.
I'm going to show you what happened to those pillars.
Yeah.
You know those moved.
Yeah,
so
there's stuff-
the big pillars that we've shown here before on Haunted Road Media. So I know you guys that have watched the older videos know where those are at, but I'm going to show Lee what happened to them.
Yeah, I've got to check it out.
Yeah.
This is great. I love it. We just got here, so
Yep.
there's a lot more to find.
We're gonna try the drone, see if we can get some good drone footage up in here, and yeah.
It's awesome. You can shoot it way up this chimney.
Yeah, because there's where the you go from down there up there's a big opening, of course, because of where the structure was. Down here in the bowels of the Swift Mansion, digging up worms.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the girls have got an assortment of worms going on.
Yeah,
as well
you go
as,
fishing right down here at the river.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's another thing where I've been in here before, and you have the natural sound of the trees like that.
Yeah, I love that.
But then the one day there was like a little something extra going on up in the trees.
You can hear them chattering.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have bamboo forests in Florida, and they speak to one another, and you can hear them chatter. You know, clack, 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 and they tick, and then they groan, and they make all these noises.
Yeah.
The forest definitely speaks. And this one's speaking now. You can hear it. You know, the groaning it makes, it's kind of unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trees rub together.
Yeah, they definitely have their own language.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it sounds like crying. There's a graveyard in South Florida near where I live, and the trees rub against each other. It sounds like almost like a violin bow.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it sounds like babies crying and people talking and all that, and it's just coming from the tree.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah, it's a nice little hike up through here. And so this used to be the road. Wow. This is still Gore Orphanage Road, just the closed off part of it.
Oh, yeah. This is where the adventure begins. There's like a town square, and there are these lakes. They're man-made lakes. They're not very big. I mean, I would say they're, 100 yards by 200 yards. That's about how big they are. Well, yeah.
Be careful. I wasn't kidding.
Wow. According to Katrina, and she says it's true, is that back in the day of horses and carriages, a complete, like one of those like
What's going on back here? Yeah, where'd you find those?
Right here.
Really? Okay, interesting. Back at the Swift Mansion area. Looks like it rained a little bit overnight, so this might be a little muddy. We'll see how it goes. Last time Shauna and I were here, it was pretty dry. We were able to get down into the basement area. Let's go back here first. Pay our respects. That's where we're headed. The basement is down in there, and it doesn't look too muddy right now, so we'll venture in. Actually, the original front steps right here. This is the basement of the Swift Mansion, which everybody commonly calls the Gore Orphanage, which this was never the orphanage. It was just the Swift house and then the Wilber house. And then after that, after the some years after the grandchildren died of diphtheria, they moved out and then it was uninhabited. So the orphanage of Light and Hope did buy this property, but they bought it for the fields down there. And they didn't use the house. They didn't have children staying here or anything like that. The children stayed up the hill, which is back that way. So the boys' dorms were like right at the top of the hill, and the girls' dorms are like further beyond. So they would take the road, Gore Orphanage Road, down into here to tend to the fields. Now here at this spot, the Wilbers were spiritualists, and so they did, according to local legend, try to contact the spirits of the children that died of diphtheria here at the house. So there's no way to really know if that rumor is true. You've had some people try to say that they weren't spiritualists, that they were Satanists. Of course, all that is just rumor and legend and conjecture. Were they spiritualists? Well, you know, a lot of people from that time said that they were, and the spiritualism movement at that time was very, very big. So it wouldn't surprise me. So there's a well over here. You can still see the wall. The kitchen would have been like right up here. I guess probably my head would be right. My head would be right through the floor right now. This obviously went down a little bit further when it was in operation. In 1923, it did burn down. There were no children in it. That story came from the Collinwood School fire. And basically, it seems like they meshed the two stories together. You know, there was already the legends of the haunted house here. I mean, 100 years ago, they were already saying this was a haunted house. So they basically meshed those stories together of, you know, local haunted house, and it burned down. There was an orphanage that was here. Children, you know, were in a fire and died out there. Well, so it just kind of ended up getting meshed together here. The well is right here. Go down into there. That's where the well was. Still is, actually. You can see the stone walls of the well. So, okay. This is the best we can do it. That's the base to, again, one of the pillars. The one, you can't see it now because of all the overgrowth over there. The one that everybody desecrates is over there. So they grabbed this one and they grabbed the one off over there. That's all that's left is the base here, but the rest of it is up the hill there. This is the unfortunate demise of the one pillar that has remained here. So that's unfortunately the remains of the one pillar that's still here. The one is straight that way, and then the other one in the brush is back over there. So those two got taken up the hill. So the house up there alongside the driveway has remnants of the Swift mansion up there. Okay, I just heard somebody else walking in the woods, but I don't see anybody. I had the video camera off because I was taking some photographs on my iPhone, and I started hearing walking through the woods. Mostly coming from over there, but nobody around. So it'd been really, really quiet up to this point. Shauna and I felt a little light activity here, nothing like really strong going on. The one time that I was here on my own, back in, it was like late February, early March, whenever that was. It was early March. It did feel like I was being watched. And there was some stuff going on up in the trees, which could have just been nature. Shauna mostly felt stuff on the path, going up the hill. But here specifically, it's like, if there's any activity going on, it's really light. But, you know, walking in the woods, back in there, so I guess we'll go check it out. I wanted to go around the other side of the building, because I've already been over there. Whenever it is, I only have a half an hour battery life left. I want to conserve energy. Whatever it is drawing me back this way. There's just a knocking back here. That's interesting. Like a wooden path going under that tree. I don't know if I want to walk under that. It might be trying to draw me in under that and drop it right on top of me. That would not be good. So I heard some knocking from back in here. Seems like something's trying to draw me back here. I heard the walking earlier, and now some knocking back in here, but and it looks like a nice little wooden path right there. But I'm not gonna go walking under that. No way. So if there's I'll say this, if there's anybody in there, you have to show yourself if you want me to come walking in there. I really don't get that sense of being watched this time. It's just, you know, heard the walking in the woods and then the knocking. Could be nature. So from what I was told, if you go up the hill here, this is on the other side of the road, at the top are the ruins of some of the dorms. So we're going to see if we can find those. Okay, I've cut out the camera because I've had to basically hold in my teeth while climbing up. I don't know if you can really tell how steep that is. That's a pretty damn steep climb. And we gotta keep going up. Oh, this is why we wear boots. I grew up on a, you can call it a mountain, in the western part of Massachusetts, so, and I was a Boy Scout too, so, then a little bit of hiking in my day, trying to traverse steep things, different places it looks like there's a little bit of a path, could just be, you know, some irony of nature to make it look like that. We gotta get up there. We can do it. I do see evidence of a fire there. And up there it looks like there's some burnt branches and whatnot. And there's a fire up here at one point. This is ridiculous. I'm standing like that. It rained, so it's really hard footing here. 25 minutes left on my battery. So yeah, there's evidence of a fire here. There's some burnt branches and stuff. See if I can make it around over there. Okay, we're pretty much at the top. I mean, there's a little bit more to go, but it's pretty level here. There's a bunch of burned out sticks and wood and stuff here, so somebody was up here starting a fire. There's a back of somebody's house over here, so I want to make sure I'm not trespassing. There's some stones over here. We'll take a look. This might be what they were talking about. Not sure. I'm not really sure where precisely I'm supposed to be looking. Yeah, that's a stone, but it doesn't look like part of anything human-made. So we'll sniff around a little bit. See if we can find what it is I'm looking for, but I do not want to trespass. So if we start getting too close to the house, then I'm just going to turn around and go back down. But somewhere up here is supposed to be the foundation stones of the old dorms. Quite honestly, it's a woodpecker. Quite honestly, I question it, because I would think even if they built a new house, apparently they did, they'll still use the old foundation to put the new house right on top of it. Usually what they did. Folklore and legends and all that stuff gets changed over time. So unless there's a record of that, then it's kind of iffy. And the old maps show that the farmhouse at the time was pretty much right where that house is right now. So we'll sniff around a little bit, see if we can find these stones. Yeah, see, there's an old wire fence here. And the posts is off into that viney stuff. This is basically the edge of the property here. That means if I cross that fence, I will be trespassing. One of the things that we teach at Haunted Road Media is don't trespass. So, the Swift Mansion is on park property. That fence is something else. More evidence of fire. I don't know what that's about. There was some fire back in here at some point. Up there too. We are at Maple Grove Cemetery. Let's go see if we can find the Wilbers. Now, I've never been here before, but the Wilber children have a very distinct grave that from here, I was able to spot it way back there. So we're going to take a walk back. Very sad. And here we go. Wilber children. Jesse, Roy, Ruby, and May. These are the grandchildren that died of diphtheria. Very, very sad. And there's the family marker. So at the site here, you have the grandchildren, the children, and then the grandparents. So Nicholas and Eliza were the grandparents. They're the ones that actually owned the house. And then you have Harriet and Miller. They're the children. And then you have the 4 grandchildren, Jesse, Roy, Ruby, and May. Those are the ones that are all here. So then we have, that's Harriet and Miller. And Harriet married into the family. Miller was the son. We go to the back of the gravestone, you can see that Harriet Kellogg Wilber and Miller Wilber. So Miller was the son of Nicholas and Eliza. Harriet married into the family. Just like Eliza was wife of Nicholas, she married into the family. We're not given a maiden name. Well, Eliza J, you see here, NW Nicholas Wilber, and EJW Eliza J Wilber. And then front and center on the family marker are the 4 grandchildren. Jesse was 11, May was 9, Roy and Ruby were twins. Ruby was the first to go on January 13th, then Jesse on the 14th, May on the 18th, and Roy on the 19th. That's really sad.
Thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe and check out all of our other Gore Orphanage videos off to the side. I'm Mike Ricksecker. Till next time.